What's up, guys? Welcome to a special episode of Merricks Garage, bringing you a new product. This is the rear family cage for the 80 to 91 Blazers. I built this for a customer. It's in the red Blazer that you guys might have seen, but I got so much good feedback from everyone who saw it that I figured I'd build another one and see what it looked like to be able to take it apart so that I could ship it. And we've had success. I'm stoked to show you what I've come up with. I think you guys are gonna dig it. So let's get into it. I'll show you how it goes in the truck, how it comes apart, and how you would put it together yourself. With a full convertible, or at least rear passenger compartment convertible truck, it's imperative that you have some sort of protection in the back. I don't care if you're just cruising around your ranch or down at the beach or wheeling this thing. You need something in the back. Now, this is posed a dilemma because there's no easy way to do this. If you take the time to build your own roll cage or pay someone to build a roll cage for you, it's a significant expense because calculating each bend and where everything's going to go and how it's all going to tie in is prohibitively expensive to a lot of guys. And then the next hurdle is if you send a pre-bent and pre-notched, so let's say you don't have a tube bender and you don't have a tube notcher and you don't have all the time to figure out the angles, you send a pre-bent and pre-notched tube, it's still reliant on having access to and being proficient at using a welder. And that just makes it another hurdle to putting a roll cage in the back of the trucks. What I've addressed with this is you don't need a significant amount of welding skill to be able to assemble this safely and securely into your truck. It's going to bolt into the floor with these floor pads that are already integrated into the tube. And then the whole thing is tied together or is built out of 1 3/4 DOM tubing. So full roll cage tubing. I'm just going to burn this in real quick so you can see what a rosette weld looks like. That's a rosette weld or a plug weld. This tube is now welded to this tube. You would take the corresponding piece and they'll all be marked. You slip it over. There'll be a gap that's obvious between the two tubings, and you're going to weld this full circumferentially and then weld right there. This way you're not losing any strength, any integrity in the tubing itself. So this is the cage. I'm gonna put it in right now and hopefully show you guys how easy it is and that it's truly a one-person job. So like I mentioned earlier, it's gonna ship with these plates welded to the bottom. So each one of the top plates for the floor, as you can see, is welded in place, and that's what gives you your template for when you're going to cut. This is the bottom plate that comes up from underneath the floor and ties into the tubing. So you're going to get a sandwich between the floor, and then you have this tubing right here as another shear force resistor. Just simple, quick, easy, but this is what you will receive. These will already be welded on. So yeah, let me start throwing this thing together. Okay. Need to see. When we designed the floor plates, you'll see they actually fit down in the actual tray. A lot of the generic ones come with a big plate that doesn't sit well. So we tried to make it easy and key in very obviously underneath. So I'd already drilled my hole, so I'm gonna throw just a bolt in here. Kind of lock it down. There you go, there's the B pillar.
we're trying to show that it is doable with one person, but everyone's got a buddy out there that can
Yeah,
give
this
a
isn't
hand
John
and-
just not helping.
Yeah.
Okay, so here comes the fine tuning part of the install. So you've lined everything up, you've got all your floor plates bolted down. Depending on how your truck sits, because let's not forget, these things are 40 plus years old now. You do have a little bit of wiggle room through these junctions before you weld it in. So take a walk around. I'm out of breath, John. And just sight it in. How do the lines look? Is it equidistant? I can tell you right now, this isn't. So settle it down. I'm doing it quickly because I've obviously done this many, many times in building this. Walk around, and obviously when you're happy with it, you go in and you burn in these rosette welds, or these bud welds, or these just little spot fill welds. You shouldn't have to use much force. You saw how easily it went in right there. But a ratchet strap around some legs to pull things together can be really helpful. Once these are bolted or in, you're gonna, here you show, you see how it's, it just needs a little bit of persuasion to get lined up in there, but you can see the staked floor plate underneath. So with a mallet, you can smack that in, bolt it down on your final install, and you just installed a roll cage. So step number 2 with the roll cage production is getting this into CAD. So I am working with a company called Tangent Solutions today that has come down and is going to be scanning the roll cage so we can make sure that we get you guys exactly what this is supposed to be. Because at this point, what I've done is I built that roll cage and then I built this one that disassembled. So the objective is to turn that roll cage into this roll cage on a highly repeatable and accurate basis. And getting 3D modeling and scans and getting this into CAD and all those crazy online software tools is not my forte. But this guy right here, hey, hi. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sean Kepler from Tangent Solutions down in Orange County. I'm here to help Merricks Garage come up with a way to take what he built by hand and turn it into a CAD model, basically.
And we're doing this with computers.
Yep,
and scanning.
Scanners. Yeah, we have a Creaform HandyScan Black Elite. Yeah, it makes it a lot more affordable having us come out and do this than buying one yourself typically, especially if it's not something that you're going to use all the time. So.
And this, what software does it use? I mean, like what, is it radar? Is it LiDAR? Is it?
Yeah, it's a structured blue light. So you'll see it once we start scanning. It'll kind of make more sense, but it has about 11 lasers that are scanning and it has 2 cameras. So the lasers and the cameras work together in order to triangulate where it's going to be. So we'll start in the center and kind of go outward like an octopus in order to get all the corners. And accuracy and tolerances are plus or minus tenths. So like they sell it to you at 0.025 mil, which is 4 tenths. So it's
This is going to be rad. I mean, so there's 2 parts to this. First part, he scans everything, and I think we might see stuff show up on the computer. But then, second part, he goes back to his office and he takes all the data and makes it into a perfect roll cage with perfect numbers, and perfect placement, and spans and distances and bends, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm stoked to show you guys this stuff. Let's get to it.
Yep, you got it.
Cage number 1. cage number 2. So you can see where the cuts are gonna be, or are on this one. And yeah, we're getting some scanning going on up here. So cool. This is all for you guys. I want these cages to be easy to install. I want them to be safe. I want them to look good. I want them to be functional, and I want them to be readily available to you guys. So we're gonna make an investment here, and hopefully you guys come through and start buying these things. But I have good faith. This combined with a rear seat turns the Blazers into a fully kick-butt family vehicle. You've now got a roll cage in the back to protect people. You've got seats with seat belts and headrests. Yeah, go take that thing out and have some fun with it. When I built my Blazer a decade ago, taking my 3 children on adventures in it was basically the driving reality behind its build, which is what led me to produce the seat brackets that I do. I wanted to put safer seats in the back, and the 3rd row GM seats with the seat belts and the headrests were a perfect option. So developing those seat brackets, getting those to market, and now selling, hundreds of them to you guys out there, I recognize there's a need. You guys want this stuff. You're doing the same thing I'm doing, which is buying an old truck, restoring it so you can have family and adventures with it. The addition of the roll cage, I really feel that I've got a good solution for rear passengers. Now, this is for off-road use only. Normal disclaimers are always going to apply, but it's a huge step forward from what you have back there, which is most likely nothing at this moment. So it's listed up on the website. You can go check it out, merricksgarage.com. I'll put a link down below to everything. There's going to be a link up here so you can go see it. And I'm excited. I think this is really going to improve the safety and potentially save some lives for some of you guys out there. So thanks for watching. Yeah. If you could shoot me a comment down below about another product you'd be interested in, or what you're doing with your truck, I always love to engage with you guys. Thanks again, Merricks Garage.